Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. So I'm currently in the process of roasting these weak-ass LeBron James fans on Twitter, right? I'm on Twitter now. People have been asking me for years, man, why don't you go on Twitter? Why are you going on Twitter? Well, here I am. And, man, this Twitter is where these LeBron fans live, bro. These dudes out here, they ready to give up their ass for this dude. Like, it's unbelievable how they acting over something. Like, you ain't got no comment for it. But anyway, as you guys know, we're currently in the LeBron James sweepstakes, and he's not going to announce where he's going because the World Cup is tomorrow, and he's not stupid enough to think that him announcing the next destination is gonna compete with the World Cup. You would have to be a blithering idiot. So he's gonna keep quiet and wait till maybe next week, Wednesday or something, when the World Cup frenzy kind of dies down, right? But he is at Fanatics Fest, just kind of stringing people along and having people saying this and have people say that. And there's been a whole bunch of reports. Is LeBron going to the Timberwolves? Is he going to the Knicks? Is he going to the I don't know, the Warriors? This team, that team, this team, that team. But then I saw a report today that had me just laughing my ass off. And it had to do with the San Antonio Spurs. And it was from Dave McMenamin. And I'm like, man, here we go again with more capping. All right, so let me show you the post. It says, LeBron James and San Antonio Spurs had some level of dialogue about his free agency per Dave McMenamin. And I know LeBron fans, when they saw that, they started beating their meats. They were so happy about it. Yeah, man, let's go to the team that went to the finals so we can ring chase and act like we did it. So we can craft the narrative. We showed them how to win. This is all they about. Narratives. That's this whole fan base, this whole movement. But then 2 weeks ago, a post was put out by Sideline Courtside Buzz. And this is from Mark Stein from the Stein line. Let's put it up here. It says San Antonio Spurs. Oh, God. It says San Antonio Spurs are not expected to pursue LeBron James after signing Tobias Harris. San Antonio Spurs are not expected to pursue LeBron James after signing Tobias Harris, according to Amari Stein of the Stein line. Harris signed a 2-year, $31 million deal with San Antonio. Thoughts? So Dave McMenamin is here saying that they had a conversation, some level of dialogue, but meanwhile they signed Tobias Harris. Like, at a certain point, like, y'all got to give this up, man. Like, this is embarrassing, man. Like, they just out here making up stuff. We already did a video exposing Shams and Brian Windhorst, where they were literally putting out reports that were contradicting one another. One guy said, oh, Brian Windhorst, yeah, negotiation windows open and Lakers have been negotiating with LeBron. And then Shams put out a report, the Lakers and LeBron James have not communicated since the opening of free. Like, it's like, yo, when is it over, man? Y'all keep making all of this buzz. Dog, we're talking about somebody signing for veteran minimum. Y'all are confusing popularity with actual substance here. Is LeBron the most popular player in the NBA? Arguably so. Yes, him, Stephen Curry, Victor, and these guys. Sure. But if there was this real interest, we wouldn't be talking about veteran minimum spots. Like, it's insane to sign Tobias Harris before LeBron James, but y'all want to make it seem like this is a thing? And every time these posts come out, LeBron fans just bust out like jars of honey and start twerking it up in the comment section and hollering and screaming and just gyrating all over the place. Like, this is what they do. They are feeding only their fan base. They're just feeding their fan. LeBron fans see this and they think it's a real thing. They are making it seem like everybody is after this dude. How can everybody be after somebody when they're offering him minimum dollars? It makes no sense. If there was all of this demand in the market, how does it work? And only a LeBron fan this is LeBron fans economics. Demand goes up, prices go down. There's so much demand for LeBron. Meanwhile, he's willing to play for the veteran minimum. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The way they're trying to make it seem, you would think like they would offer LeBron $100 million a year. Like they would make a salary cap exception and just blow up the salary cap for him. This year, LeBron, you're going to play for $200 million because we just want you that bad. This entire thing is one big ego trip for this dude. He's trying to show y'all, yeah, man, I can control the narrative. I can move the narrative. I can do all of this. And again, from a popularity standpoint, he absolutely can. There's no question about it. When it comes to popularity, we're all talking about it. There's no question. Nobody's taking that away from LeBron. No one, and you can't. But from a substance standpoint, from a basketball standpoint, from a winning standpoint, there's nothing to discuss here. There's absolutely nothing to discuss. Absolutely. You have Brian Windhorst when LeBron can come on your team and run the fast break. Brian, the reason he led the league in fast break attempts because he wasn't getting back on defense and he was cherry picking. Weren't you watching basketball? Is this in your contract? Like, make sure you twerk it up 3 times a day for LeBron James and then with a side of honey. Go ahead. Like, it's like, sure, I can do that. Just one jar? Oh, I can do that. That's not going to be a problem. That's not going to be a problem. For me to twerk it up, I'll do it. Gladly. Like, come on. Come on. And you got these dudes just, oh, man, yeah, the Spurs want him. Everybody wants him. No. Look, the only team he was going to get that max money from was the Lakers. That was it. There's nobody else. Unless there's some bottom of the league team that is so desperate for, maybe some bottom of the barrel team. Yeah, they'll give him that. Yeah, sure. Sure. They would give him that money because they're not going anywhere anyway. So they will just use up their entire cap space to get him. I can understand that. But no winning franchise is willing to part ways with those kind of dollars. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So look, man, this is becoming embarrassing. But hey, as you guys know, LeBron fans are shameless and they'll do anything. I've been on this thing recently where I just been trying to get the record straight on this whole Kobe Bryant's legacy and all of that, because the media has definitely been fronting for a minute. They've been lying. And the people that I keep saying it, the people that really had people thinking LeBron was on Kobe's level was Nick Wright and Clutch Sports and all of these guys. He was never on this level. Even after he won his title in 2016, it was never a conversation, bro. It was just never a conversation. I want to put up a quick poll here. This is a picture here. This is from ESPN. And it says, Kobe versus LeBron poll in 2009. Who's the best player in the NBA? The pulse of the NBA Sports Nation SportsCenter asks, who's the best player in the NBA? Total states that voted for Kobe, 37, while 2 voted for LeBron. And look, it says 75% said LeBron James. Kobe, while 25% said 75% said Kobe, while 25% said LeBron James. But I'm bringing this up to say, and me kind of doing the research about this, a lot of videos from the past began to get recommended to me in the algorithm, right? You watch a video here, next thing you know, it's recommended. You watch another video, and then boom, the thing just continues on. So during the day, back in the day before Clutch Sports really had become who they become over the last, let me say, like 4 or 5 years, there was a whole bunch of different people on TV. And during an episode of Speak for Yourself, you had a panel of Chris Broussard, Jim Jackson, Jason Whitlock, and Steven Jackson. And the question is, the topic was Steven Jackson breaks down LeBron's weakness as a competitor. And Chris Broussard is a LeBron guy. He has him number 2 all time. And Chris Broussard is also represented by Clutch. I have no problem with Chris Broussard, but it's important that we mention that. And Steven Jackson back in those days, man, used to just flame these dudes on TV. And in this particular segment, Steven Jackson told Chris Broussard right to his face that LeBron James was never on the level of Kobe Bryant. He said it right there. And Jason Whitlock agreed, and most of the panel pretty much agreed. And I'm like, this is what was said. And this show was published in 2018. So it wasn't like, oh, before LeBron won it. No. And if you guys think that the bubble championship is what put LeBron ahead of Kobe Bryant, after Kobe went back to back and beat the Celtics in 2010, y'all are living in a fantasy. This is just a whole bunch of made up nonsense that was pushed by Clutch Sports, Nick Wright, and all of these guys. And they kept on saying it and saying it and saying it, and then it became something. It was never a thing. So what we want to do now is we want to play the video, take a listen to it, and then we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this here.
And LeBron is not
Allen
there.
Iverson.
Allen Iverson is a difference.
Y'all making my point. He's no dog.
I think there is a little gentle giant in LeBron. I
No
think there
doubt.
was in
Of
Wilt.
course.
I think it was in Shaq. Yeah, I think, and LeBron's obviously not a 7-footer, but he's clearly been bigger than everybody else growing up and more athletically gifted than anybody we've seen. So when you're growing up like that and you're bigger than all the kids, you don't really want to hurt them. You just want to be accepted. You want to accept, and I think there's some of that in LeBron where he's friendlier. You mentioned Michael, Kobe. Competitiveness is a spectrum.
D-Wade.
Competitiveness is a spectrum. And Michael is on one end of the spectrum. LeBron's not on the other end of the spectrum, but he's not where Mike is. Like Mike and
where Larry
Kobe,
Bird and Magic
they
are.
wanted to demoralize you. I think LeBron just wants to win, but he might want you to get yours. I'll get 40, we win. You can have your 35.
It's a different era too. Like these players, they all get along. When we played, we didn't work out together. We weren't on the same team. So this is a true example of the era today. They don't want to compete with each other. They want each other to succeed and get points and score all the points. That's why we would never put him in the category with Jordan or Kobe. I played plenty of games with Kobe. I seen Kobe, the star player, scoring points. Kobe like, no, I got him. MJ with the Detroit days. I'm guarding Joe Dumars. LeBron just don't have that, so we shouldn't expect that from him. He's never had dog to me. He's just always been great. He's never had the dog in him that Kobe and Jordan had. I've never seen that. I've just seen a great player. So when you say he doesn't have the dog in him, I agree with you because I've never seen it. He's just great.
And okay, hold it.
What?
If that's his reputation, if everybody's in agreement, that diminishes him. Because when you start talking about the all-time greats, because I watched
But he's going to be an all-time great. That's the thing. He's top.
So you're telling me that after this,
Excellent. So you saw that there. This is how the conversation was being. This is how the conversation was being had back in the day. This is what people were saying. This is the actual truth. But what has happened is they came up with this elaborate campaign. They put people in strategic spots in every major show on these sports shows. First things first. Nick Wright was there. Undisputed. Shannon Sharp was there. On ESPN, they sprinkled them all over the place. Then on Bleacher Report and all of these websites, they got them to come up with these weird-ass rankings. Then they flooded the internet with bots. Whenever these conversations would come up, this copy and paste thing would always pop up on the Bleacher Report. This was a concerted effort to make it seem like this is a real thing when in reality it's not. And let me say this real quick. LeBron fans, you see how Kobe fans are out here trying to defend his legacy and y'all like sitting, oh, here, look at. You just wait until LeBron retires. You just wait. I give you guys a few years and y'all gonna be the same ones on the internet. Well, LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time. You just wait. Just you sit back and wait and you will see. Y'all gonna go through it too. But these are the conversations that were being had out there. You heard, but we all knew this already. We all knew that this wasn't news. The only person this is news to is LeBron fans. Because they have pushed this lie over and over and over and over again to the point where these people now believe it. This is the whole joke of it all. And the only thing that I've after listening to LeBron James fans, the thing that they rest their argument on, after sitting down and closely paying attention to them, is MVPs. Regular season MVPs is where they make their argument. That's the thing. Regular season MVPs. Nick Wright, one of the biggest clowns out here in sports media, and I don't really think is up for debate here, but he's been one of the biggest ones that have been promoting this whole LeBron James is better than the rest of everybody that played in the NBA. He even came up with a top 50 players in the last 50 years, and he had LeBron at number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 2, and Michael Jordan at number 3. I think he had Kobe like at number 6 or something. But Nick Wright is a troll. But more importantly, he's not really a sharp dude. He's not. He is extremely impressive to people that aren't very quick on their feet when it comes to thinking. People that lack logic. Oh, Nick Wright looks like a damn sports savant. Seriously, with his suits and his beard and his serious face. Oh my God, you would think this guy's serious. And with his vocabulary, oh my God, Nick Wright is just, oh my God, this guy's amazing. But when you sit down and just apply a little bit of logic to what he says, you quickly realize that he makes no sense. And he tells on himself. The reason Nick Wright makes no sense is because he primarily makes all of his arguments to uplift LeBron James. And whenever you do that, there's a lot of mental gymnastics that you have to perform in order to make whatever argument you're trying to put forward hold water. And it gets exposed easily. Yesterday, we posted a video on our community section of our channel from a new channel that I just saw. You know me, I'm never afraid to spread love and, you know, to channels, up and coming channels or whatever it is. You know, we gave a shout out to the Unk Sports Family Huddle. We did that one. But this one is from Kobe is Better, right? And it was a video published yesterday. And it said, I did my best to understand Nick Wright. It's about a 21 minute video. So I sat back and I watched it. Now, prior to this, I already knew that Nick Wright wasn't anything special in terms of his basketball reasoning skills. But anyway, I watched this video and this guy pointed out something pretty interesting before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Nick Wright, and I said it in a previous show, so it's kind of like a segue. Nick Wright and LeBron fans, pick any of them, Gilbert Arenas and all of them. The thing that they're using to say LeBron is better than Kobe Bryant, you know what it is? MVPs. That's the thing that they're using. So what they did was they picked something that Kobe didn't have an abundance of, and then they tried to base their argument off of that. But then when you now juxtapose that with players that have more MVPs than him, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Michael Jordan, then they reach for the next thing. This is what they do, right? They just, I mean, this is how they operate. But the gentleman that did this show yesterday pointed out something quite interesting. Nick Wright said that Kobe Bryant was never the best player in the NBA because at all those other years, so-and-so players are winning MVPs. Interesting. But Nick Wright said that LeBron became the best player in the NBA in 2007 to 2012. How many MVPs does LeBron have? 4. So all of those other years, he didn't win the MVP. Was he the best player in the world? No. What about when the years when Nikola Jokic didn't win MVP? That didn't seem to stop him from crowning him the best player in the world. So it has nothing to do with MVPs. That's why Nick Wright is not a serious person. Now, if you can't pick up on that, you would think that this guy's, man, he's intelligent. No, he just moves the goalpost. He's so bad at debating LeBron versus Jordan that he has to make his debate based off hypotheticals. If LeBron received more Defensive Player of the Year votes, and if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen, then this would happen. But anyway, let's get back to this. We'll get back to that in a second. There was a clip that I saw. It came out a few years ago, but this stuff is just being referred to me in my algorithm here. And it's a clip that was taken down by FS1, but thank God somebody saved it. It's a clip where Steven Jackson was telling Nick Wright to his face that LeBron James quit in the 2018 NBA Finals. That was the year that he brought out the cast, and Steven Jackson didn't hold back. So what we want to do is want to play the video now. I think we can play the footage of it, and then we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a look at this here.
Weekend, the Warriors won their 3rd NBA title in 4 years, sweeping the Cavaliers. And then 5 minutes after that, LeBron James came to the press conference with a soft cast on his shooting hand. Reports surfaced he punched a whiteboard after that very frustrating Game 1 loss. Stephen, how much blame does LeBron deserve for this?
I mean, if he still can have the series he had with a broken hand or whatever he done to his hand, then they should have never even said nothing. Like, I don't even know why would it even be a subject right now. Like, or why would he even come out and talk about it? The series is over. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't go back and start over because your hands hurt. You know, just leave it alone. I think it wasn't a good decision by the guy who you expect to carry your team, knowing how the biggest burden he had and how much he had to carry this team. For him to do that, that was real selfish. You know, a lot of people saying LeBron was been selfish during the season as far as his stats and all that stuff. Well, punching the board, knowing how much your team needs you.
With your shooting hand.
I think that was real selfish. But to me, it really didn't look like it affected his game at all. I mean, he was still dominant. At times, I think his heart was questioned. You know, I don't know if he punched his heart against the whiteboard, because at times it looked like his heart was hurting. You know, he wasn't competing, he wasn't giving the same energy that we normally see from LeBron. So I just think it was too late to come out with. The series was over. Hey, if you hurt your hand, just say you hurt it, but don't bring it up and try to make it the topic of taking away from getting swept.
Right, not trying to make an excuse. Here's the thing. Let me, because I know
after you go 51-8-8. Mm-hmm. Your starting point guard miss a free throw. Mm-hmm. Your starting shooting guard make a bonehead play, and you do everything you can to win game one. You had a great game, and you don't win it. That took a lot out of him. He quit. I don't want to hear nothing about no hand or none of that. He quit. He knew he was playing against a better team. After game one, he knew he was beat. Point blank, bruh. It had nothing to do with his hand. If your hand, hey, okay, we was talking about Steph. It's ankle. He was out there still playing. You're not hurt. So you're not hurt, LeBron. Just leave it alone.
Well, okay, well, hold on.
We can't make excuses. They got swept, okay? 4-0. Take it like a man. Go home, bruh. Heal your hand up. Have a great offseason. Figure out where you're going. But do not make that as an excuse. Y'all got swept by a better team. The whole world knows that.
Okay, a couple things, Stephen. First of all, on the injury, you get no triple-double. Both those games shooting around 50%. He had quit.
I mean, he knew he couldn't win. He knew he couldn't beat Golden State. I didn't say he didn't go out there and play, but he knew as a team they couldn't beat Golden State in this series. He knew that after game one. After having all those heroics he did in game one, he knew.
But also now you understand why he wasn't taking the jump shots.
Everybody hurt at this part of the season. I don't want to hear nothing about the hand. Like, the hand thing, they just let that go. Yeah, he hurt his hand. Okay, cool. He still played. You just said he had a triple-double with his hand hurt. So that shouldn't be an issue. My point is, after going 51-8-8, after doing all you can to win game one on the road, the biggest game in your NBA career, game one, you do everything you can. Your team blow it. Your coach don't call a timeout. That would take a lot out of me.
Yes.
Now, it took all the air left out of him after, as you seen the frustration, putting his head, punching the board. Now that's even more frustrating. So we knew he was frustrated. I'm not saying he quit playing, but as far as him, the same confidence he had going into game one, he didn't have the same confidence the rest of the series after losing that big game one.
Man.
So you saw that there. That's Steven Jackson keeping it real. If you notice, Nick Wright had no real rebuttal because there was none. This is how LeBron was being spoken about before they got rid of all of the people on TV that were pushed back. Like, we all know that was a bozo move. This is how he was being spoken about in 2018. When I say I removed him out of my top 5 because of the antics, it's things like this. These are what you call antics. Things that have nothing to do with anything but just trying to shape the narrative. So he put on that cast to make it look like, oh my God, woe is me and I hurt my hand and therefore I couldn't win. That was the whole thing. That was the whole thing. But Nick Wright is not serious. He is not. That's their whole argument. I've had conversations with various people. They use MVPs. But all the other years when other players were the best player in the world, you didn't need an MVP. You needed an MVP to tell you that Michael Jordan was the best player in the NBA in year 1 and 2? No, of course you didn't. But because Kobe didn't have MVPs, therefore he wasn't the best one. But then the years when LeBron wasn't the MVP, he was still the best player. This is Nick Wright for you. This is Nick Wright for you in a nutshell. This is him for you, and he can use as many vocabulary as much vocabulary. You can read as many books as you want. It's not going to help your reasoning skills. It's not. It's not, and that's what that gentleman pointed out in that video there. And these are the people that you let you talk to you about basketball. Would they pick these selective stats to make certain players look good and then other players not look good? How can you say a player that's the greatest player in the sport has a losing record in the finals? But you want to say that that's the greatest player of all time. Like, let's be for real. LeBron fans talk about efficiency. You're talking about efficiency. LeBron has gone on 24 years in the NBA, has only won 4 titles. But yet you want to talk about efficiency? Like, I'm confused here. What are we even talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, LeBron's efficient. No, anybody that watched basketball knows LeBron's not an efficient scorer. He shoots 37% from the field outside of 10 feet. He drives the ball. We all know this if you watch the sport. Go look in a 10-year window. Kobe Bryant made the most unassisted jump shots out of everybody. LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Dirk Nowitzki, all of them. But he's a better shooter. Like, it's just, well, that's Nick Wright. And these are the people that follow behind this dude. Just rearing a new generation of dumbass NBA fans. You got all these people out here talking about, man, yeah, you know LeBron James, man. Everybody want LeBron James, man. Everybody want LeBron James. And he was recently in the town. For those of y'all who don't know what the town is, that is New York City. And he was out there doing Fanatic Fest, you know, basically stringing along the entire NBA. Well, we ain't got an announcement right now. We're going to say, it's like, yo, dog, man. Like, what are we doing right now, bro? This is turned into like theater at this point. It's no longer about like just making a decision and keeping it pushing. When Michael Jordan decided to come back to the NBA, he just wrote, I'm back. That's it. If it was LeBron, they would have made a whole movie of him coming back, right? So you got all of this and all of that. But there was this whole time when they were like, you know, if the Knicks had lost the championship, LeBron would have went to the Knicks. And I'm like, are you crazy? The Knicks don't, like, New Yorkers don't want LeBron James in New York. I'm in New York. I grew up in NY. They don't want LeBron. They may have wanted him back in like 2010, but they don't want him. That's number one. Number two, I don't think he would do well in that city. I'm keeping it a bean with you. He too bougie for New York, man. He not going to go outside. He not going to touch the soil. He not going to do none of that. LeBron ain't going to be walking down the streets, getting mobbed by people, showing love. And he not doing that. People from New York are not afraid to go out and touch the city and feel the city and let the fans see them and reach out. He not doing none of that. Bro, LeBron pushed a kid in Paris. Don't touch me, man. Don't touch me. Stop it. You let him dare pull that off in New York City and see what would have happened. They would have cussed him out for like 3, 4, 5 avenues. Forget about blocks. They would have cussed him out for like 3 avenues, right? So it's all of this nonsense about, yeah, man, you know, LeBron want to go here and LeBron, they want him everywhere in the world. And LeBron was in the town and, you know, New Yorkers had to let him know, like, nah, son, you got to bounce. We don't want you. They followed this dude around just to shit on him. What we want to do is we want to play the video real quick. Take a look at this. Let's laugh a little bit. And then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a look.
You don't do that shit listening. DJ Khaled's kids, or someone else. You just don't do it. That's how you are, LeBron. You don't even do it in Paris. You was pushing those kids away like, get out of here, LeBron. Go back to LA. Don't come to New York with that shit. Boo, LeBron. You never beat Jordan. You never beat Jordan, my Oh, Kobe. You bum. Oh, Kobe, you bum. Out of here.
So you seen that. I be trying to tell y'all. Like, this dude gets booed wherever he goes. He wasn't he like at a Chargers game, and they put the jumbotron or whatever is the camera on him, and the entire arena started booing. LeBron gets booed everywhere he goes, literally. But New York let him know, and that's why I think he wouldn't have worked in New York City. It just wouldn't have worked, man. You couldn't fool the fan base. That is one fan base where the media couldn't save you. ESPN wouldn't be able to save him from the New York Knicks fans, because although New Yorkers love basketball and they appreciate basketball, that's why the greatest players always like to, you know, their favorite place that they like to play and put on the shows in the Garden, like Kobe and all of them. But you can't beat them in the head. You can't go out there and half-ass it or try to stat pad and do all of this nonsense. And they're just not going to go for it, man. They'll boo you out of the building. They're not going to go. They're worse than Laker fans when it comes to that. New Yorkers own that. And when they really like mess with you, you get the love that Jalen Brunson gets. So had the Knicks lost in the finals and they tried to float this idea of LeBron going to go play, I don't think it would have worked out the way they thought. Because I think the fan base would have rejected him, as you see right there. New Yorkers are too real for that dude, man. They're too real for him. That's not the city for him, man. He better go to Miami or go somewhere else. New York is just not the place for him. They not having it. New Yorkers ain't gonna be walking up to you asking. If you try to play them, they gonna roast you. And you saw it there. It just wouldn't have worked. Whether the Knicks won or lost, it's not going to work. So these people running around here telling you, oh, every city wants them in New York. They're trying to make it seem like the Knicks fans. Those are not Knicks fans. Those are like LeBron James fans. They're not LeBron fans in New York. They're Knicks fans in New York, predominantly. That's the one thing you will find. You will find a lot of Knicks fans in the city. You don't see LeBron fans or other fans. You may have a sprinkle. This guy likes Kobe. This guy likes Jordan. But predominantly, New Yorkers support the Knicks through and through. Through and through. Through and through. They're going to rock their Knicks jerseys, whether the team is the 8th seed, the play-in team, or the team that's winning the champ. That's just the city. But here you see the footage of your man getting heckled and booed into pieces in New York. You saw it. Now, in the Fanatics, they can kind of like curate it and make it look like, oh, everybody was happy to be there. That's all. They're not going to show you everything on the street. They're not going to show you that. You think LeBron sees that and he's like, yeah, this is a place I definitely want to stay. Hell no. Because you wouldn't be able to hide unless you go live in New Jersey or somewhere and take a helicopter, or maybe the Hamptons, and take a helicopter to the game and then hop in a helicopter and leave. You got to come outside. And if you're going to come outside, you are going to get that work. That's the city for you. And the people that they mess with them heavy. Jalen Brunson, let me tell you, Jalen Brunson is as big in New York City as anybody else is big in their city. He is as big in New York as Stephen Curry is as big and as important to the Warriors fan base in the Bay out there. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. When we did a show last year where there was like, maybe this year, last year, I don't remember, where Pablo Torre was talking about, what do you call it? He may open up an investigation into Jalen Brunson's $100 million, like the contract where he took less money. Knicks fans did not take that lightly. They were not joking about. They did not find that to be funny at all. They don't play with Jalen Brunson out there in New York. But hey, this is the king.